All right, so episode 35.
30,
This is natural. Like, it's just a great flow, you know?
yeah, 35. Right? No.
All right, so episode 35, we're going to really talk about, I don't know, this might be a touchy subject. What people should be doing during this tough time, even though everything is slowly starting to open up.
Yeah, which probably isn't the best idea. But,
I honestly, it's not.
I mean, to me, it's a catch-22. This shit isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
So you either open up and let money come in and start providing revenue to these businesses and stop helping, or stop causing them to suffer and help them survive, or you just continue to keep the shutdown and just change life as it is. But whatever, catch-22.
Yeah, I honestly feel like there's going to be a second round.
Oh, I know
Just
there's.
because, they want to let the people have some taste of freedom.
There's going to be a second. There's going to be a third. There's going to be a fourth. It's going to be here. This is a new flu.
Yeah.
So they're not going to come out with a vaccine or test for a vaccine if it's going to be going away
No,
like that.
it's going to take a while to even come up with a vaccine anyway. So that's clear and day. But for them to really be very delayed on everything, like, just allowing it to happen. And then now, throughout these past few months, we only had, one round of the stimulus checks. So it gives you a problem of, like, how are people really surviving now,
Yeah.
Some people, there are some jobs that are working, some people are respecting, I've noticed a lot of people are still working out in gyms and this and that. So there's a lot of, like, maneuvering that's going around. No one is really, like, it's not like making it such a mandatory thing. Like, people are just still doing what they got to do.
People are going to break rules. I mean,
Yeah.
rules are meant to be broken. Isn't
Yeah.
that what they always say? So, I mean, people, whenever somebody wants something, they're going to find a way to do it. And, I mean, what is it? There's two sheriffs
Yeah.
that one of them is in, I think, Mojave County, and the other one is in Pinal County, where they've already announced. They were on the news yesterday talking about, if people are not supposed to be open, businesses aren't supposed to be open, supposed to be a shutdown, etc. They were like, we're not enforcing the law. If we catch you and you're out, then whatever. We don't.
What can they do? They arrest you? Like, they can't hold you in there. Like,
well, Doug Ducey was talking about. Yeah, I'll drop names with that shit.
Yeah, go ahead.
He was talking about
shoot your shot.
What is it? If bars are open and actually making money and having people come in, people could lose their liquor license. And that's what I'm saying is, like, even to those extents, these two sheriffs are not imposing those fines or any of those actions because he said people need to live.
Yeah, it's facts.
And I agree.
It's facts. I can't lie. Like, I've been working out low key. Like, I'm not gonna hide, but I gotta get these gains. I can't control that. So, like, a lot of people are doing a lot of things that they need to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but to really, really touch on why are people not taking advantage on how they could better themselves out of this situation. Like, I've seen countless of times. I'll talk from, like, my point of view. Like, I have been quarantined myself before we've been quarantined, and I fucking love it. To see people being uncomfortable of just staying in and doing things that needs to be done, right? Or embracing, or getting along with family relatives that they haven't been talking to. Like, this is the most greatest time to really collaborate on things that's really important. Family, creating new business ideas, which I have a lot. The goal is to launch 3 companies at the end of this year. So, like, having the time to game plan, find improvements, like, how could I better myself as an individual, personal development, So I feel like everyone should be taking the time to do that, not just really getting excited to thinking that everything's going to get back to normal, because this is just a proven fact that the digital era is here. And, like it or not, you getting excited to go back to your work and think everything's going to be normal, people are going to come back you know, not knowing how to react because you've been so caged in for so long, right? Not able to go out, not able to do the little things, going to eat, you know, all the little stuff, you know. I honestly feel like everything is going to become even more lazier, you know, when everything gets back. People are going to be ordering out more, you know, people are going to be less social, you know, like, I don't know. Like, we should see how everything plays out because all I know for a damn fact, it's not going to be normal like how it was before. It's going to be a lot of more open-minded individuals. They're going to want to seek more, you know, they want to find out how I could start a business online, how I could, you know, prevent myself for this happening again. Because I feel like this is going to be another round. Like, this is going to happen again. And it's going to give you a second chance to prepare yourself. So if you're not doing the things that you need to do and not be in that same predicament and depending on the government to help you, then you're really just contradicting yourself and not living the life that you should want to live. Because a lot of people want to be like, hey, I want to travel when this quarantine is over, but what have you been working that's going to allow you to do that, you know?
I think, I mean, the topic itself is a loaded topic.
Oh yeah, like, it's loaded.
I mean,
you bring that heat.
There's so
all that
many,
smoke.
There's so many ways it can go because everybody's got their own individuality, their own mindset, right?
Yep.
So to
Which
me,
it's going to have to grow, like,
right.
You know.
To me, if this didn't expose people's shortcomings to their own selves and their families, then you're wasting your time, I feel like, because those are the type of people that are just going to be literally sitting around watching movies, relaxing, kicking their feet up, this, that, and the other, living comfortably, even though there's no money coming in, or some businesses were still paying for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
right?
And expecting change just to happen overnight. And we all know for a damn fact that change doesn't just happen by you sitting down there being stagnant when life is on pause. Right. This is where you could catch up to everyone that isn't doing anything and be ahead of a step of the next person, right? So honestly, this is like, for people that see it, you know, they're sharks and they're taking advantage of over the opportunity. People that, you know, they're looking for, you know, even using a stimulus check, like, great time to invest into something that you truly want to invest into if you didn't have the capital at the time. Like, you know, take a risk. This is a great time taking risks. Because we all know from past pandemics, a lot of you know, companies were established. You know, I could name it a ton. What's Up app? What else? I know there was a few other companies I had on top of my head that just became digital. Square.
Yeah.
All of these companies were started during really, really, really tough times.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like TikTok came out of nowhere, right? You know, so it's just like we could take advantage on what's happening today. Like, you know, everything's becoming digitalized now.
Absolutely. You just have to have the mindset and the energy and the drive to actually sit down and come up with some ideas. Because right now, if you come up with an idea, I don't care what it is. If somebody made $1 million off of a pet rock, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, come on.
That's insane.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, anything can happen.
Yeah,
I mean,
anything.
If you fail the first time, fuck it, do a second one.
Yeah.
Come up with like a list of like 10 different ideas that you want, right? One of those is bound to work, you know? But taking into effect the way that, you know, human life is going to be as far as interaction is going to happen. Let's just take Old Town, for example.
Oh, yeah.
You go to Old Town.
Let's talk about Old Town.
You go to Old Town on a Friday or Saturday. I mean, even a Thursday maybe. Who knows?
Yep.
You go into any one of these spots, and it's shoulder to shoulder. People just, like, crammed in there.
Yeah.
You're not going to see that shit at all. You know? So people are going to have to find a different way to entertain themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of restaurants that are opening up.
And it's not like it's going to, like, oh, everything's just going to get back to normal. It's going to be in a capacity. Like, you know, like, it's going to be like first come, first serve. All right, the first people here are allowed to turn up. And that's going to be sad. Everyone's going to be like, man, you're going to be waiting.
And it's like, yo, we got to wait
waiting
until...
like you're waiting for like a pair of J's, right?
Exactly.
So it's just like, hey, that's it. You know what? You got to come tomorrow. It's going to be sad. That's what life is going to be coming down to into gradually 3 months later. And if they say like, oh, okay, we're fully cleared, no restrictions, this and that, but that's not going to be the case. This is going to be, I feel like 2020 is going to be a year that you could have made something, but it doesn't exist.
If it goes back to any form of normalcy within the next couple months, I suggest
normal.
Right, I suggest that everybody that enjoys turning up, you do that shit now. Because when second round comes out and shit happens, that's going to be approached differently every single year. And like I said, you have to go into restaurants and it's going to be half capacity right now.
Yeah.
What is it? The sit-down restaurants open up, at the end of the week?
Yeah.
I think it's like the 8th?
Yeah, May 11th.
Or, the 11th?
Yep.
And so, once that happens, it's only going to be half capacity, and a lot of places are going to require masks to be worn.
Yeah.
Me personally, the mask doesn't do shit. I don't care.
I've been saying it for the longest.
You know?
I'm like, you guys got to be fully aware of the situation. It's like the government is making us look so fucking retarded. Like when I go to grocery stores and I see everyone wearing masks and gloves and hand sanitizers, it's like, stop. Like, stop.
People are bound to get the flu.
Yeah, like
right?
the flu, yes, that's realistically, but COVID?
Well, this is all COVID-19 is a mutated version of the flu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it. For anybody that wants to disagree with me, holla at me. All it is just the flu. You know what I'm saying? But, it's just blown out. It's simply blown out of proportion.
Yeah,
it's a threat to the economy, etc. So it's this big deal.
Yep.
Fuck it. People get sick. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you.
And to top it even worse, we're dealing with Iran situation that wants. They're super hungry on power, getting all of our oil.
Oh, we going into the government.
Yeah, we're going into the government.
Huh?
People know I hate the government with full passion.
Me
yes,
too.
If the government's watching, I have my webcam on. So,
me too. I don't have it covered.
I don't have it covered. Like I'm not hiding. They know where I live, my social, all that, which is pretty sad. But, yeah. But getting, Venezuela's gold, having two of the man things that could really make some noise.
Yeah, there's an underlying problem going on with the oil.
Yeah.
I don't care that there's way too much oil that's out there. Great, fine, whatever. But what people don't necessarily understand, it came out and it was talked about for like 2 days, and now it's on the hush, which tells me it's really something.
Yeah.
Is the fact that Iran threatened to, attack our oil tankers, our oil ships that are just chilling in the middle of the ocean because we have so much oil here, right? As far as like all this distribution from Saudi and from Russia.
Yep.
So our fearless president comes out and says, "Oh well, just kill him. I don't care. Telling the Navy, just kill him, kill him."
It's funny how he's very assertive when it comes to that, but you had a full warning of COVID since the ending of November.
Oh yeah.
And just let me just step in now because I'm trying to save the day. I'm gonna make America great again. Great to disaster.
Yeah, well, here my overall view on COVID as far as when it started, that shit didn't even start in November. That shit started in November of the prior year. I think this shit was out there and it's just grown and grown and grown.
Just releasing the time just to
to where now it's
publicly
just, to where now it's just with the exposure of 5G, people being able to pass it a lot more, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And all of a sudden you have this trend, so to say, right? When people get sick, and all of a sudden it's got a name.
And you
got
to think about it. It all adds up. So when you are suffocating and you're telling people to stay home, and you guys are releasing all of the 5G networks, right? What are people going to be doing? Going to be in all their electronic devices to kill time, right? They're going to want to forget, we're quarantined, all this and that, blah, blah, blah. But imagine the world not having no devices.
Well, we'll just go back to the 60s and 70s.
Go back to the 60s. We see people going outside now. That's just one step.
Right.
But device free.
Yeah, I think that the public relies so much on devices now that
heavy, like everything.
And
cars, heavy.
As a human race, we're dumber for it.
Yeah.
we're dumber for it. Like, I fell down the TikTok rabbit hole one night, and I'm sitting there watching videos to the point to where they pop up with a video and it says, hey, you've been watching this for too long. You might want to take a break. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. What the fuck just happened? And think about it. That's Vine 2.0. 15 years ago, we had Vine. Vine was 6 seconds long for a video.
This is
it
a
was.
problem.
That was like 6 years ago.
No, it was longer than that because Vine was part of like people were putting Vine videos on YouTube and shit.
Yeah. And then Vine got.
It was small, but it
No.
blew up.
Yeah, it was small, and then all the people went into IG because it was a bigger platform.
That's when they started doing when they put videos on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah,
And
on
it was only
Instagram.
like 15 seconds.
Yeah, so
Right.
they're like, fuck
Then
being
they
on
extended it to a
Vine,
minute.
so let's just be on IG, and then they got a following there. So people got to take note on those little things on transitioning, especially on a social media platform, which is kind of really ridiculous because you could have a stupid video that go viral, and because it's just people are bored.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why shit goes viral. Like, you think people are just gonna be like, "Oh shit, this is funny"? Like, it's just because people are bored, And it's the lack of the entertainment of finding something that's more productive than watching, someone doing something just retarded.
Well, for example, this what all these videos that are on that shit, these
Yeah.
renegade dances, right? Renegade.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, yo, I don't want to see you doing that shit. Like, I want to see a funny little video.
I already
Yo, I see some funny ass
I
shit
already
on
see a
there.
baby doing something like funny, cute, like that's worth watching compared to a grown ass male or female doing the same dance,
Right.
to the same song.
There's some
over
videos
and
that are
over.
entertaining, but there's some that I'm like, oh my
It's like, why?
god.
Now you're doing it because we all know you're bored.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot more productive things that could be done.
Yeah,
in
most
this world.
definitely. Like,
but
you will not catch myself doing a stupid TikTok video.
As
Like,
far, me either. I'm not. I'm not
as
a fan of
goofy
it.
as I am, I was like, no,
I don't know. I kind of think that if you're sitting around, like, I've watched those videos, but I also work from home.
Yeah.
I also do Blue Cap from home and come here to the office.
Yep.
So there's a lot of time consumed within actually working.
Yeah.
So there are times where I might take a couple hours. I might play 2K or I might watch some TikTok videos, right? But I'm always doing something. For those that are just sitting on your ass, not doing shit and letting this time pass by, you just wasted your time. You literally wasted time.
So what would you tell the world? Do you think trading is probably a good skill set, especially during these times when the market is very volatile? Like, to learn a skill set that could be duplicatable, to find out if it's for you or not. Like, what is your intake on that?
Yeah, so I mean, we did a video on this 3 weeks ago, I think, where we were talking about it.
But I
and
don't think we really went into depth with it.
no,
so.
I think it's a great time because when you're consumed with, let's say, your normal 9 to 5,
Yeah.
or markets are kind of stale, right?
Yeah.
You can it's hard to get a great sample to say this is for me, right? Well, you've got hours beyond hours on hand right
Yep.
now with no work, or you're just
Yep.
sitting at home, right? So there is a time to actually dive in, and there's also a time to pay attention. There's also practice time, you name it, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want people doing this 24 hours a day, and I had to address this actually within our community.
Yep.
I put this in a message on Friday because I get, and I commend everybody who does their markups,
Yep.
right? But Discord is a 24-hour job to monitor that shit.
Yeah,
Like, it
that's
doesn't sleep.
facts.
And there are times that I wish people would take a little bit of a break because you can't sit there and do this over and over again and expect what you're doing now. You can't expect to remember what you were doing 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
So limit yourself. Do 2 hours a day if that's the case.
That's what I
Step
say.
away.
Yeah.
2 hours, step away. Try and retain the information rather than sit there and force things to happen,
Yeah.
right? So if you can give yourself 2 hours a day to a craft, you can actually determine a lot quicker where someone might take 3 or 4 months in what used to be the norm, 3 or 4 months, and say, oh, this isn't for me. Well, you could literally right now in the span of 2 months, you could know for sure 100% whether it's for you.
Yeah.
And if that's the case and it doesn't work, move on to something else.
Yeah.
But don't waste your time with it. Give it a try. I think with the volatility we have in the market, with the movements, the news, the topics, everything that goes on, this is a time like no other to literally say, hey, I'm going to give this a shot. I think this is a great opportunity. But assess it at the end. Be real with yourself. Don't force it. You can't force trading.
Yeah, and a lot of people gotta understand that you're coming into a whole new market space on something that it's very challenging for the average person. Like it's not for the weak at all. So especially during these times, you have to. It's not only that you're being quarantined and you're being stuck. You already have to be hard and strong, right? So having a skill set that is very required on the mental aspects of it, there's no room for oh my God, like this and that, like I lost money. Like you gotta understand that it's part of a process. But if you actually using great proper risk management and learning gradually and placing the right trades, yes, it could be very rewarding for you during these tough times.
Yeah.
So having that component first is the most crucial thing. And that will really determine if trading is for you or not. So it's a skill set that, in our community, we make it fun, especially during these tough times, right? So if it's not for you, there's different venues online, services that you could use. You got Amazon, you got drop shipping, like you have what else am I missing?
OnlyFans. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
I'm just,
it works.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, it's a hustle at the end of the day. Like
I'm just kidding.
If it
I'm
works
just
for
kidding,
you,
though.
no, you can't say just kidding after you bring it up. Like that's not gonna fly. There are girls doing it. There's guys doing it. For the girls. So whatever floats each other's
I'm just thinking
boat.
to the extreme. If you're gonna sit there and give up and say last bit of resort, I would at least say try that out. But it's not. It shouldn't be top of mind. Number one ace opportunity to. No, there's other things that you could do.
Nope.
There's other things
this
you could
is
do.
where being educated really comes into play.
Yeah.
We have Google. It's a free web browser that you could type in what are great opportunities. You got to do your due diligence and do research.
There's a kid that made, what was it, $37 million on YouTube, and he's only like 6 years old because he opens up toys and plays with them, right?
Yeah.
And he rates them. If you have if you feel like you have knowledge for something that you feel could be beneficial to the world, why don't you do a consulting service? You could do consulting over Microsoft Teams or Zoom, right?
Yeah, or you could talk about, like, there are people getting paid just off YouTube just talking about, product reviews.
Yeah.
Or if you're a big sneakerhead, you're buying shoes, talk to review, talk about, like, how that shit will go viral because everyone's going to be here. Everyone's going to be on YouTube watching.
Create a podcast.
Yeah, Netflix ain't creating new shit. So,
they brought in a whole bunch of old movies. So
a bunch of old movies.
Classics,
and then a bunch of foreign movies where it doesn't even correlate with the words. Like, you could picture their mouths talking and it's just like, bro, I know what you're trying to say, but I'm going to pause you right here. Like, it's not going to work. So,
I will say I was able to binge watch Ballers over the weekend.
You see, I had to rewatch it just because I miss watching it. So I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, it's The Rock. Yeah,
that's why I call him Spencer Strasmore.
Yeah,
It's on Stars.
No, it's on HBO.
Yeah, but it's like $15 a month.
But Hulu has it without the HBO. It's just on Hulu right now.
Yeah, you just got served with information.
The unfortunate side is like, the unfortunate side though is that it got canceled though in season 5. So there's only 5 seasons and it kind of ended abruptly.
Bro, they went up to season 6, bro.
Huh?
People weren't watching it?
I watched season 6.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I
I
did.
was watching it on a plane.
Season 6.
I was watching season 6.
I wanted to see season 6. I was reading on it. It was stopped at 5, and The Rock announced
3 episodes, and then I was like,
the
there's
Rock.
5 seasons
Yeah.
The Rock announced in August of 2019 that it was canceled, and that was based on last season 5. The viewership, HBO viewership went down. But I'll be honest, and I'm not going to review the show on here, at all. But I can see where it kind of started to tail off a little bit, So if it stayed with the beginning type topics, bro, that shit was fucking super lit.
Man.
It was like Entourage, but of sports.
Yeah. But
Well, see, that's the thing.
honestly,
so to the point of the Rock.
Honestly, now we digressing, going from ballers.
Well, but here's the,
I know.
I'll wrap it in. I'll
in.
lasso it in here. Talking about The Rock and how you just said, I don't know how he had time to do that shit.
Yeah.
So
He had all the time.
if
Yeah, he
he's
had
out
all
there
the time.
doing something like that, everybody's able to stay busy. There's
Yeah.
no reason for people to just be on their ass not doing shit during this time.
I don't know how to just sit and lay down and watch TV. Like during these times, man, I was eating on my computer, went to the temporary gym, and I come back, I'm back on the grind. Like, I fucking thrive off this shit because I know I'm going to capitalize when all this shit is done.
Yeah.
Like everything is just game plan, set, stone, boom, finish.
Mm-hmm.
And then they wonder why, how did this person become a 7-figure? Oh, he's a millionaire now.
The difference,
Just quietly.
The difference
behind the
between
scenes.
all of those people that say I'm gonna do something or I'm just gonna sit around is personal drive.
Yeah.
If your personal drive
Is low.
then you're not going to do shit. But if you
Facts.
thrive on activity, if you thrive on growing, if you thrive on being better than you were
This
the
is
day
time
before,
to get outside your own comfort zone.
exactly.
Because they shouldn't be even a comfort zone to begin with.
Facts.
So, you want to
Major
travel? Do you want to travel outside of quarantine? What's it going to take? Not a lot of people have jobs. Yes, flight tickets are very cheap. This is a perfect time if you're actually utilizing something that's giving you an income online. You could book flights for next year, and then you wonder why you were traveling all last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the upcoming year.
Yep. I'm just really, like I said, I'm looking forward to the next chapter in the situation,
Yeah, it should be really interesting.
which is going to, again, like we were talking about, it's going to be another round of this shit.
Yeah, I feel
But-
like it should go down to 10,000.
The US 30?
Oh yeah, I wanted to go down there, but I'm letting my imagination.
I'll
take
say
me there.
15. I'll say 15 first.
I want to see like if we could get to 15 and then
if we get
that
to
little-
15
and
and
then-
it breaks that 15 support,
yeah,
it's over.
it's gonna be a beautiful day
Yeah,
for the
Forex
traders.
for Blue Capital.
I don't know about the stock traders, but
Yeah. But I, coming in with the housing market, I was actually talking to my
oh,
realtor
man.
yesterday.
Yes,
And
I can't wait to buy a house in December. Like it's gonna be a beautiful time.
so funny shit. We're sitting there talking because I called him up and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, Jay, tell me, what do you have expectations for the housing market in Q4? He was like, what do you mean? It's still booming right now. I was like, dude, run your fucking numbers one more time for me, please.
Prices
So
are
he-
going up though.
So he ran his numbers. He was like, well, I'm seeing like a lot of houses actually being pulled off the market.
yes,
And I was like,
And
well,
not
why
enough.
do you think that is? I was like, people are comfortable in their living space right
Mm-hmm.
now. They don't want people traipsing through their homes, thinking, okay, well, I'm going to show my home and there's going to be 30 people a day coming through here.
And companies that
Who's
not
going to
want-
have
and
who's going to have corona?
yeah, and companies don't want to be giving out mortgages as well too.
That
so.
too. So as we were talking,
Unless
and I
your
was
credit
like,
is really, really high up there and you're willing to put a hefty down payment.
right, that's the other thing. The down payments. How are people going to get those down payments? They're going to have to sell off their stocks.
I know. Maybe the government could help.
Oh yeah, $2K a month. All right. So as we're talking, and I was like, dude, usually the process is stock crash, housing correction, right? Or stock correction, housing correction. So we're not gonna ever have the housing crash like we did in 2008. We'll
Yeah,
never do that.
That was a horrible time.
the
I
rules.
actually witnessed that time.
Oh, I did too. I did
Yeah.
too.
I didn't understand it at that moment, but yeah, it was tough.
Yeah. If anybody needs to watch it, watch The Big Short. It's a great movie.
Yep.
That's in regards to that.
Educate yourself.
But there's rules that have been put in place, and we talked about this beforehand. So follow watch the other YouTube videos in regards to this. But we're going to be able to avoid it somewhat, but it's gonna happen where it's gonna become a buyer's market at some point.
Yeah.
And so as we're discussing this, my original plan to possibly sell my home was October, November, right? To get into something right after that. Now I've had to push this up to where I'm looking at like August, September
Yeah.
to sell it at my peak price because the stock markets themselves. This is just a pullback as far as what we've seen over the past month.
It's a great pullback by all the investors just fueling it up. But that shit is gonna drop like no tomorrow, and people are just gonna. We've been fighting it, and you could tell, but just how market's just been really just pushing, from weeks to weeks, so. It's down for a downfall. It has to.
So if that happens twice before the housing market drops and corrects, then
they already have one.
Holy shit! Yeah,
that second one is gonna be.
We're in for it.
And after it creates another pullback, and then that's the icing on the cake.
Yep. So I think worst case scenario, if you don't do shit, if you're just sitting there at home, right?
Still not doing shit after.
Educate yourself of what's going on.
Yeah.
But open your mind
Yeah.
to some of the topics that people talk about. I mean, conspiracy theorists are called conspiracy theorists for a reason, right?
Yeah. They come
because
up
they're
in
speaking,
they're
they're
come up
speaking
in the
some
worst
facts.
times.
They're speaking some truths. They're speaking some facts, and somebody had to place a label on them to make them look crazy. That's what that is. All it is just a different opinion, though.
Yep.
So
Which
I would
everyone's entitled to.
absolutely. I would challenge everybody, if you're not familiar with literally like the 5G situation, what COVID actually is, what's going on in this world, at least educate yourself on that to make a decision of what you want to do and come up with a plan.
Yep.
That's worst case scenario. You should be doing that anyway. But if you're going to be sitting around watching Netflix all day doing nothing,
playing video games that's not giving you no ROI.
Facts.
Negative ROI, honestly, because the time being wasted.
Don't talk about my 2K like that again.
I'm sorry.
But either way,
I have 2K collecting dust, and it's just chilling there.
Oh, see, my team is absolutely.
See, I don't even have a
right
my
now.
team, you see, so I can never even relate to that.
It's a team of Galaxy Opals. Holler at me if you want to run. But anyway, I still get all that stuff in though. That's just on my actual downtime.
Yeah,
So a couple
but how
hours here
long
and
is your downtime though?
there. Couple hours, maybe.
Oh, you see, a couple hours I could be used to.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how long are we on Discord? You and I talking about charts. I mean, I'm multitasking the shit all day.
That's like majority of the time. So
Exactly.
Copy and paste, do it.
Exactly.
Repeat.
So I just think that for if you're gonna waste your time, I can't feel bad for you at that point. If you're sitting there, and you're coming up short talking about, oh, I should have did this, I should have did this. Can you help? No, I'm not helping you for shit. Like, I don't mind giving my hand to help somebody out or giving my time to help somebody out. But you better make it valuable to you. You know what I mean? Don't ask me my opinion. Don't ask me for anything unless you're going to actually consider it. If you're just asking me just to waste my breath, then whatever. But you know what? I feel like I'm a little more valuable than that. So with as much time that I spend doing all this shit, whether it's Forex or whether it's just work or whether it's education portion, like all of it, I invest a lot of that for myself to be better. So if I'm going to share that with you, utilize it to some point. At least utilize it to form your own opinion. Don't let it just go to waste. But if you're going to be one of those people that are like, hey, I came out of COVID, I'm going back to work, and it's business as normal, and I'm not better for it. I'm the same person before I went in. Sorry for you.
Nope.
It is what it is.
Yep. It's either you want to be a fish or a shark coming out of this.
Facts.
And I'm very hungry, so.
And the ocean is big enough for a lot more sharks. Let me tell you.
We need more sharks, honestly. We have too many fishes flying.
Yep.
I mean,
Flying fish.
I mean,
That's
swimming, right?
a new one.
Oh man, I'm letting my creative thinking really be creative right now. So
Hey, creative flying fish. How about that?
Hey, it's
You could
touche
do that.
though.
You could do that. So, but yeah, I mean, overall, this is a great time to do things that people should be doing.
Yeah,
I think like when people say things happen for a reason, I think the reason is literally
to open
like
your eyes.
the universe or however you want to put it, a higher power saying, hey, human race, be better than what you were yesterday.
Yeah, of course.
So if I'm gonna at least wrap up what I think on that, there you go.
Yeah,
it's a great opportunity. Utilize it to the fullest.
I completely agree. So I think that wraps up for episode 35.
35.
Damn,
in the
we
books.
really got that far.
Hey, but guess what?
We got more coming.
36 is next week.
Oh man.
Oh, and before I forget, if you're watching this, like, subscribe, comment on it, do
Maybe.
whatever you're gonna do.
Yep.
Holla at your boys. We do pay attention to those comments in there, and we will respond. We can always create conversation, so by all means, just like I've always said, be respectful. We'll be respectful back.
Yep.